Hi guys, today we've got a couple projects to get done. We're going to start in the vegetable garden. We're going to be planting up 4 terracotta containers and setting them in between the raised beds because I'm trying to bring in more pollinator activity here, especially since we just planted the raised beds with some of our late summer and fall crops, squash, beans. So I kind of want to get more annuals planted in here and get more pollinators in here so I don't have to worry about are my squash plants going to get pollinated this year or not, because last year they did not and I didn't manually pollinate them, so it was kind of like a wash. So this time I kind of want to bring nature into it and let Mother Nature and the pollinators do all the work. So over here in the vegetable garden, you can clearly see we have a whole bank of zinnias and salvia, which is bringing in a lot of pollinator activity. I've got this whole section here that we removed the fig tree. I planted a whole bunch of annual wildflowers and zinnias, just literally took packs of seeds and just tossed them in. And you can see they're growing, they're looking good. A little splotchy over there, but this whole thing will fill up. And then we have our 3 raised beds over here. We've got some perennial salvia, some parsley, and I planted tomatoes, beans, these are jade beans, some squash, and some cucumbers. So I want to bring more pollinator activity in here. This bed in the middle is the exact same as the first one, and then we have our sweet potato vine bed just going crazy. Look at this, it's all climbing up. It's climbing up the trellis that Mo and I built. So happy, love it. So what I want to do is plant 4 terracotta containers and put them in between each bed. So we'll have one here, one here, one here, and one right over here in the corner. And I think it'll just look really nice too, because again, what I'm gonna do at the end of the season when we clean all these beds out is I'm gonna get rid of all the grass that's in between and behind the beds. So from the gate all the way back to the porch, where it meets the porch, we're gonna get rid of all the grass. But that's why I'm not too worried about setting terracotta pots in the grass, because eventually we're just going to smother it. And we are going to be planting them up with some of the saddest looking annuals, but in a couple weeks they're going to turn into some of the most beautiful flowers that you've seen. But I went to my local nursery a few days ago and I just kind of wanted to just do a little walk around and see what was available. And of course I had to go through the clearance rack because I'm a little frugal fanny and I love a good deal. Anyways, they had flats of annuals for like $1, $2, a 4-inch container. So I was like, you know what? This would be good to film a video and show you guys what you can do on a tighter budget with some sad looking plants, but with just a little bit of soil, fertilizer, water, sun, and TLC, you can turn them into some of the most beautiful flower arrangements. So here's the plants that we're going to be working with today. Did I lie? They're looking pretty stressed here. They've kind of taken on this limey green color when they should be a more deeper green. You can see that some of these are trying to push out some new blooms, but you know, they are struggling a bit. The blooms though are actually really pretty, but the color of the foliage is like a limey green. And so they're healthy plants, they're just stressed out. They've been in their nursery containers for way too long. You can see right underneath, the roots are just coming through the bottom. So I'm hoping that we can get these out of here without cutting the nursery cans, but if we have to, we will. So pretty much what I do when I'm at the nursery center, especially when I'm in the clearance rack section, is I examine the plants very carefully. Whether they're going to be indoor house plants or outdoor plants, I still look them over pretty meticulously because I want to make sure, one, there's no pests or infestations, because you don't want to bring that into your garden. So you want to take a close look all around, look under the soil a little bit, under the foliage, and just make sure that there's no pests, no spider mites, or anything that you don't want to bring into your garden or inside your home. The second thing I do is I take the plant out of its nursery container. So I take it out of its can and examine the root system closely, making sure the color of the root system looks good. It's kind of got like a healthy white or even a tiny little bit of tan to it. It's still okay. You just don't want the root system looking like a really dark brown or a black. And you can see that this root system is good. It does look good. It is definitely root bound, which is why you're seeing the plant stress a little bit. So after I physically examine it, I also smell the soil. And I'm not kidding either. Smell the soil, because if there is a foul smell to it, you know that you've got root rot going on or some other kind of infestation, and you really don't want to bring that plant back. So you probably want to skip that and go on to the next one. So I did all of that to all of these plants here, and everything seems to be pretty healthy. Again, they've just probably been in their containers way too long, and they're suffering, they're stressed, and their roots just need more room to grow. So let me walk you through all the different varieties of plants that I picked up, and then we'll get them all potted up and placed, and we're going to fertilize them. And that's the second thing that we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be fertilizing them, but we're also going to go around and fertilize all of our annual containers, the big blue pots, the hanging basket. I'm going to show you guys that I'm fertilizing that thing so I don't kill it again. And if I do, then maybe it won't be my fault. Anyway, so most of these plants here are lantana. They're just different varieties, different colors. We have 4 of the bandana yellows, and they are just a beautiful, beautiful, bright yellow. I've got 4 of them here. I've got two lemon zest lantanas, and these are a yellow center with a white margin all the way around. Those are going to be really pretty. I've got a couple of just pure white with a little lime green in the center. 1 rose color, which is really pretty. Honestly, I think that looks really good up against our geraniums. So I have 1 of those, and then 1 that I don't know what it is. So this will be a surprise for both you and me. So the lantana, the yellow and the lemon zests, they get about 12 to 14 inches tall. The white ones get anywhere from 8 to 36 inches tall, which that's kind of like a wide variety, a wide range there, but it's still fine. The rose, 12 to 14, and our little random one, we'll just see what it does. And then I have 2 Fantasia Salmon geraniums, which, you guys, look at the blooms on that. They're so pretty. They're like a pinky salmon when they're in full bloom, but as they come out into bloom, they've got like a bigger white margin with just a little touch of pink in there. So pretty. So these get 12 to 14 inches tall as well. So pretty much most of them, except for the white lantana, will be pretty much the same size. So I've got 2 of these, which you can see again, they need some cleanups. A lot of these we're going to clean up before we pot them up. And then I picked up 2 Rockin' Fuchsia Salvia. And these, if I can get the tag out, these are going to be my centerpiece because they get tall. They're going to be my centerpiece for 2 of the pots. But they get 24 to 36 inches tall and 18 to 24 inches wide. So they're really just going to fill in the center beautifully, and then we're just going to tuck all of these around them. And then so let's backtrack. So 2 of the pots are going to have these as centerpieces, and I'm probably going to put 3 or 4 geraniums all around there. And then I have down here, I have a little container with 2 or 3 echinacea. So I might just divide these and use these as a centerpiece for the other 2 pots. and then just put the lantana and everything around them too. So that's my plan for planting. It's not definitive, so I could very easily shift things around as I get into this project and start planting, but I just wanted to show you all of the plants before we start planting. So I'm gonna plant one of them with you guys and just kind of walk through that real quick, and then we'll speed up and get all the rest of them planted and placed. These are the terracotta pots that we're going to be planting up. They're 12 inches across, so we're really just going to pack these full. We've got our potting mix over here. And over here, I'm going to be using the Proven Winners slow release plant food. I'm going to mix this in with the soil. And then we've got the water soluble plant food. This is what I use on a weekly basis to fertilize all of my annuals and containers. And we're going to do that after we finish this project, because I ran out of this and it showed up last night, so we're fertilizing. Okay, so I'm going to start by cleaning up all the plants, and then we'll plant the first container together. Okay, I've got them all groomed up, and I really didn't have to do too much. I just kind of took all of the dead leaves that were just sitting on the soil, trimmed up a few broken branches, and got rid of some dead and dying leaves over here. But you can see they're already, just after just sitting in the sun for a couple days and just getting a little bit of water, they're already starting to set some buds over here. So that's very promising. And out of all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, out of the 14 plants, I have this little quart size container just full of all of the dead shrubbery. Okay, let's get cleaned up first before we start planting. Okay, we'll start with one. Get some soil in here. I always do that. Oh well. I'm going to add some slow release fertilizer. Just mix it in the top few inches. I think for this we're going to start with the Rockin' Fuchsia Salvia. I think that's what I want to do for my centerpiece. So we'll just make a nice well right in the center. I'm just going to tease the root system a little bit, kind of just break it up a little. Okay, this will be the front, this will be the back. So we'll just set it like that. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to do 3 in each one. Again, breaking up the root system a little bit. This one we'll do a lemon zest. And a white. Okay. 1 down, 3 to go. Okay guys, we got them all planted and placed. They look so cute. I like this one tucked in there. Now all we got to do is water and fertilize them and the rest of the annual containers, and we are done. So now we're just going to mix up our water-soluble fertilizer and get them all watered in. So this stuff is really easy to use. This is a brand new bag. It comes with 2 bags right here, and we're just going to get them put in here. I need scissors. So all you need is 1 tablespoon per gallon. This is a 2-gallon container. And just add water. Probably not the best wand to be using with this, but that's okay. Much better. So we fill it up, and I like to use just a wooden spoon or anything just to give it a nice stir and make sure all of the fertilizer granules are dissolved and mixed in. Then we can fertilize. Look at the size of these rockin' playing the blue salvia. All right, guys, we've got them all watered in, fertilized, placed, planted, and they are here for the season. Oh, they look so good. They're probably gonna look better once all this grass is gone, but really, really liking how they all look. So starting from the left side, our first pot, we've got the Rockin' Fuchsia Salvia as our centerpiece. The two in the middle have the Echinacea, and the one on the far end has the Rockin' Fuchsia for the centerpiece. And then I took three plants in each pot of the Lantana and just randomly dispersed them throughout. So we have some of the yellow, the lemon zest, the white, the rose in this one with some lemon zest and white, and I think we've got a couple of the random no name tag ones in as well. So once they all start to bloom, we'll know exactly what's what. But overall, really happy with how they look here. And we can just kind of walk across, take a little peek. So this was a fun project that I really enjoy doing. I love getting plants from the clearance rack and nursing them back to health because it doesn't really take too much effort. Just again, a little bit of soil, water, light, and TLC, and you can turn some of the saddest looking plants into some of the most beautiful looking plants. And I will keep you guys updated on their progress and show you just how they start to get that nice lush green color back. And once they start to bloom, I'll show you guys and keep you updated on that as well. I'll post some pictures and reels on Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. And I know that it's a late summer season, but you know what? Our average first frost date is October 25th, so we've got just over 2 months of summer. So I think we'll definitely see some of these plants bloom. And I don't know, we'll just see them kind of grow and see what we can get from them. But really happy to have them all done. Hopefully they do bloom and we get some pollinators in here. But again, you know, we have the entire zinnia patch and some of the perennials in the raised beds too. I just want to bring more and more pollinators in here because, like I said before in other videos, you know, I remember growing up and my mom would just throw zinnia seeds all over the place, and we would have butterflies and hummingbirds and honeybees and bumblebees all over. We used to we would catch the swallowtails and just let them sit on our fingers, and now it's like they're just so few and far between. So I'm trying my best to get more and more plants in here that will attract all of the pollinators and some wildlife too, like the birds, but not like deer. We don't want any of those because there'll be a salad buffet for them. But just kind of get some more natural pollination going, and I don't know, I just like seeing them all. Anyways, so that's that for this project. And we got all of the containers all around the patio and the hanging basket. We got those fertilized as well. So everything is fertilized, ready to go, and that's it. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, subscribe, share it, and tell your friends too. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye. Guys, I forgot about this one. I had one little echinacea left over, so I just planted it in its own little pot and put it right on the ledge by the gate on the back by the vegetable garden.